We have returned to the year 1988, a time when...
Hi guys, this is Christian from Pure Retro Games. Just wanted to introduce today's video because today we're just looking at the top 10 games of 1988. No shortlist, no nothing, we're just going straight for the top 10. And just to address another thing, I know some of you have mentioned my trustworthy assistant Matthew. Maybe he's not the most popular guy, and I get it, I totally understand it. But he will still doing some work for me by speaking over the games and so on, because he is a good guy. He is doing whatever I want him to, and the salary is also very nice. So please be nice to him, and I will try to do some of the work as well. So that's it. Good luck. Enjoy the video.
In 1988, Canada hosted its first Winter Olympics, featuring not only remarkable sporting events but also the emergence of unique personalities. Among them was Eddie the Eagle, the pioneering English ski jumper who, despite his lack of prior experience and limited finances, managed to participate in the games. However, Eddie was not alone in capturing hearts that year. The 1988 Olympics also showcased Jamaica's bobsleigh team, whose incredible journey inspired the movie Cool Runnings. This team faced numerous hurdles, including the absence of snow and proper training facilities in Jamaica. They improvised with wooden sleds on wheels and practiced on Kingston's hills. Additionally, they embarked on a crowdfunding campaign to finance their Olympic aspirations. Vice President George H.W. Bush secured his place in U.S. history when he was elected as the 41st President of the United States in 1988 after defeating his Democratic opponent, Michael Dukakis. Bush's victory marked a continuation of Republican leadership in the White House following Ronald Reagan's 2 terms. As previously noted, there are 2 collections of games from 1988 that we can't forget. Event thought they aren't on the top 10. In the initial collection, Domark, the British video game publisher, released 3 Star Wars games as part of its efforts to capitalize on the popularity of the Star Wars franchise. These games were Star Wars, also known as Star Wars, the arcade game. This was an arcade-style action game that allowed players to relive key scenes from the original Star Wars movie. It featured vector graphics and fast-paced gameplay, attempting to recreate the excitement of the film. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. This game was a sequel to the first Star Wars game and focused on the events of the second movie in the original trilogy, The Empire Strikes Back. Players could pilot various vehicles from the movie, including the iconic Edit Walkers. Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. This game was based on the final installment of the original Star Wars trilogy, Return of the Jedi. It centered around the epic space battle to destroy the Death Star. Oh, I almost forgot to ask, you are subscribed, right? Before returning to the games, let's take a look at which fantastic films you had the chance to watch. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This film is a groundbreaking blend of live action and animation, an innovation that earned it 4 Academy Awards. Did you know it featured beloved characters from both Disney and Warner Brothers Studios, making it a rare crossover? Coming to America, Eddie Murphy shines in this comedy classic. Notably, the film was lauded for its diverse cast and clever humor, and it's often praised for its positive representation of African culture. Die Hard: Bruce Willis's role as John McClane in this action-packed thriller defined the modern action hero. Surprisingly, the film is based on a novel called Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe, which was initially a sequel to The Detective, a film starring Frank Sinatra. Cocktail: Tom Cruise's charismatic performance as a bartender helped popularize the cocktail culture of the late 80s. The film's success led to a surge in the popularity of cocktails like the On the Beach. Let's dive back into the world of games. As mentioned, we're going straight to my personal top 10 without any short list this time. Kicking off at the 10th spot is Batman, the Caped Crusader. And here's an interesting tidbit: did you know this Commodore 64 game was lauded for its innovative storytelling approach, looking like a comic book? At the 9th spot, we have R-Type, an action-packed shooter known for its challenging gameplay and iconic power-up system. In the following game, taking the 8th spot, we're presented with another exhilarating shooter, but this time the action unfolds not in the cosmos, but right here on Earth in the form of Ikari Warriors. Get ready for intense combat on our home turf. At the 7th position, it's time for an exhilarating road trip. There were numerous outstanding racing games, but one title truly stood out, especially in arcades due to its dynamic cabinet. I'm referring, of course, to Outrun. This remarkable adventure across diverse landscapes with exceptional graphics and an unforgettable soundtrack. Next, I've got something as unusual as a boat in a James Bond game. Taking the 6th spot is Live and Let Die, a game that centers around the thrilling boat scene where James Bond makes his daring escape from the clutches of the villains. In the 5th position, we find Katakis, a classic side-scrolling shooter that gained acclaim for its intense and fast-paced gameplay. Set in a futuristic dystopian world, players pilot a powerful spaceship through hordes of relentless enemies and challenging obstacles. In the second collection, not one, not two, but a total of 4 games from this beloved franchise saw their release. If you're a follower of my channel, you're likely aware of my fondness for this particular series of games. Yes, I'm referring to none other than Pacman. Let's kick things off with Pac-Land, a game that stands out as the most unique within the Pac-Man franchise. In this installment, Pac-Man undergoes a remarkable transformation, gaining legs as he embarks on a mission to rescue a fairy. Continuing with the Pac-Man quadrilogy, we come to Junior Pac-Man. When you've created both Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man, the next logical step is to tackle Junior. The gameplay remains true to the original and Ms. Pac-Man, with the exception of a larger maze and a bonus item that not only transforms the dots but also slows Junior down. Another Pac-Man game that emerged in 1988 was Pacmania, also known as 3D Pac-Man. It's a well-crafted 3D adaptation of Pac-Man featuring various mazes, numerous power-ups, and, not to be overlooked, more ghosts than ever before. Adding to the novelty, Pac-Man has acquired the ability to jump. The final installment of the Pac-Man quadrilogy is truly It's Super Pac-Man. In this game, Pac-Man can literally turn supersized and pass through locked gates. Moreover, the game's theme retains that classic Pac-Man charm with its familiar elements, mazes, ghosts eager to catch you, dots, and power pills. Now it's time to explore the music of 1988, but creating a lengthy list doesn't seem appropriate given this happened. Okay, that one was tough to recover from, but I'll give it a shot. Returning to the games, we've now reached number 4 on my list of the best Commodore 64 games from 1988, which is Last Ninja 2, Back with a Vengeance, the sequel to The Last Ninja. Now, moving into the top 3, we have MicroPros Soccer, an incredibly addictive soccer game. This game was somewhat more challenging compared to earlier soccer games because it adhered more closely to the laws of physics. For instance, the ball wasn't glued to the player's foot, making it tougher but also more realistic for the players. Almost at the top, in the second spot, we have the legendary Tetras. The Commodore 64 version was quite different from the other versions of the game. Of course, the basic gameplay remained the same blocks and objectives. However, the style and the music didn't resemble what you would find on consoles or other computer versions. Alright, the moment we've all been waiting for, number 1 on my list of favorite games from 1988. This is the follow-up to Maniac Mansion, Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders, an epic adventure filled with crazy humor and mind-bending puzzles. I can't even count how many hours I spent on this game trying to solve the puzzles. Once again, we've reached the end. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to share your personal top games from 1988 with me. Don't worry, I'll be returning with the new year soon. I'll bid you farewell with a psychedelic intro from Zach McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders.